got the brawn, you got the brain, you want money. You got the brawn, you got the brain, you want money. Let's make lots of money.
If somehow we had enough time. I don't think we do. I don't think we're even close. God says He's going to protect His people. God says, I will protect you if you do this. I am calling on the Church of God to give more every single time you seal an envelope. Every offering, every holy day offering, more. Verse 14 says, For here we have no continuing city. That's true of us, brethren. But we seek one to come. That is true of us too, brethren. We seek the city, New Jerusalem, to come. I'm the eternal, I change not, is in the context of this. Will a man rob God? I spent most of my time in the ministry systematically underpaid. My wife and I were forced to train ourselves to spend no money. It's easy for me. You say, well, Mr. Pack, you live in a lovely home. Well, I inherited that, and I own almost none of it. People think I'm a millionaire. I'm so far from the tiniest fraction of that you couldn't even imagine. You'd be shocked. Shouldn't even have to say it, but some think it.
And brought in $2.5 million over the last 2.5 years, added to the better part of $11+ million. Yes, I'm being pretty blunt here.
Don't think more highly of yourself than you ought. If you've been called, Christ bought you. Your life came to an end. You got sacrificed. Many years ago, about the man who stripped down his life and gave 50% to the Church of God. And he lived with one bare bulb and a card table, and he ate very little so he could give 50% to the church. And people laughed at the fact this guy was giving 2 out of every 4 quarters in his life to God's work. You know, brethren, let me use some analogies, because God says in Luke 21:2, Mark 12:42, other places, Luke 21, Mark 12, you want to write it down, the widow's mites are important, as opposed to the people who give in abundance, out of their abundance. The 2 mites mean more than the person who gives in abundance. How many more mites can you give? I'm going to say sacrifice, because I'll tell you what, it's all going to be taken from you anyway if you don't. It'll all be taken from you. All the people that are trying to hold it to themselves, it's going to be ripped out of their arms, and their arms may get ripped off with it. He has offered the gift of eternal life. He just quietly repossesses it when people rob him. He just quietly forecloses on eternal life.